Good to see you up instead of thrashing about in your sleep. You must have been having one hell of a nightmare. I was wondering if you were ever going to wake up. I'm Karth, one of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you in the escape pod. Do you remember?
Right, I'm John Shepard. By the way, how did we get here?
We've been slipping in and out of consciousness for a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things. Try not to worry. We're safe. At least for the moment. We're in an abandoned apartment on the planet of Taris. We were banged up pretty bad when our escape pod crashed, but luckily I wasn't seriously hurt. I was able to drag you away from our crash site and all the confusion, and I stumbled into this abandoned apartment. By the time the Sith arrived on the scene, we were long gone.
I guess I owe you my life. Thanks.
You don't have to thank me. I've never abandoned anyone on a mission, and I'm not about to start now. Besides, I'm gonna need your help. Taris is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet, they've declared martial law, and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you understand a remarkable number of alien languages. That's pretty rare in a raw recruit, but it should come in handy while we're stranded on a foreign world. There is no way the Republic will be able to get anyone through the Sith blockade to help us. If we're gonna find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves.
Why is it important to find Bastila?
That smack to your head did more damage than I thought. Bastila's a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan, Malak's Sith Master. Bastila's the key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us in this system. I believe Bastila was on one of the escape pods that crashed down here in Taris. For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her.
How can one person, even a Jedi, be so important?
Bastila is no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi call battle meditation. Bastila's power can influence entire armies. Through the Force, Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. Often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle. Of course there are limits to what she can do, but from what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus to maintain her battle meditation. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast she never had a chance to use her battle meditation. Like us, she barely got out alive.
So what do you suggest we do next?
Bastila's gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malak's followers can use the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. Nobody will be looking for a couple of common soldiers like us, and if we're careful, we can move about the planet without attracting notice, a luxury Bastila won't have. She's gonna have half the Sith fleet looking for her. They know how important she is to the war effort. The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So if Bastila's gonna escape Taris, she's gonna need our help, and we'll probably need hers.
Any idea where we should start looking for Bastila?
While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple of escape pods crashing down into the Undercity. It's probably a good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous place. We don't want to go there unprepared, and it won't do Bastila any good if we go and get ourselves killed.
I want to ask you some questions.
I'll tell you whatever I can, though I don't know how much help it'll be.
What do you know about Malak and the Sith?
Everything I know about Malak is pretty much common knowledge. He escaped the trap that killed Darth Revan, his Sith master. With Revan's death, Malak became the new Dark Lord. It's obvious that Malak's a ruthless tyrant who'll crush anyone who stands in his way, just like Revan was. Experience has shown that the Sith won't stop until the Republic lies in ruins. Malak and his Sith don't respect anything except raw, brutal power. It's hard to imagine how someone who used to be a Jedi could become such a monster.
A Jedi? What do you mean?
Malak and Revan were once both part of the Jedi Order, but they were young and headstrong, and against the wishes of the Council, they went to battle the Mandalorians on the Outer Rim. Something happened out there. Something corrupted them and drew them over to the dark side. Or maybe there was something rotten inside them all along. I don't know. They formed an army of ex-Republic soldiers and Jedi who'd fallen to the dark side, with Revan at their head, until Revan was killed by Bastila's Jedi strike team. But even that didn't slow the Sith down. Malak just stepped in and assumed Revan's role. He took control of the Sith Armada and resumed the bloody conquest of the Outer Worlds.
Don't worry, we'll find a way to stop the Sith.
Well, I hope you're right. But the Republic hasn't been able to stop them so far, even with the support of the Jedi Council. I think Bastila may be the galaxy's last hope.
What can you tell me about the planet we're on?
Taris was once a magnificent planet-wide metropolis of towering skyscrapers, but that was a long time ago. The upper city where the rich citizens live is still pretty safe. If it wasn't for the Sith occupation and the planet-wide quarantine, it might not even be a bad place to live. But farther down, things have degenerated. The lower city is nothing but a slum overrun by swoop bike gangs, waging a never-ending war for control. And the undercity is... well, it's even worse. The lowest level of Taris is a wasteland overrun by rat ghouls, mindless, diseased mutants that attack on sight. I've already entered all this info into your datapad journal.
I'd like to know some more about you, Carth.
I understand why you want to know more about me. I kind of get the feeling we'll be spending a lot of time together over the next while. But this isn't really the best time for long introductions. We should stay focused on the task at hand. There'll be a time for that later.
The sooner we start looking for Bastila, the sooner we'll find her. Let's go.
Good idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base. We can probably get some equipment and supplies here in the upper city. Just remember to keep a low profile. I've heard some grim stories about the Dark Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity. But I figure if we don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. I mean, after all, they're looking for Bastila, not a couple of grunts like us. All right, soldier, let's move out.
Alright, so we're pretty much out of the tutorial area of the game. There's still a few more things to kind of learn and some stuff about the mini-games, but other than that, we're pretty much on our own. We get some little goodies here at the beginning. Over here is a workbench. This is where throughout the game you will find weapons and armor that are marked as upgradable. These items can be improved by the additions of an upgrade item. With upgrade items, you can use the workbench to construct new, more powerful versions of upgradable ranged weapons, melee weapons, lightsabers, and armor. We're going to go ahead and use the workbench. All we can do is upgrade a melee weapon, and we have the prototype vibroblade. And that silly little vibration cell that we found off the woman that had the lightsaber, and this is all she gave us. Well, it gives us another +1 physical damage bonus to the weapon, and it's balanced, so that's always good. So we're going to close out all of that. Then we're going to go into equip, and we're going to actually equip the prototype vibroblade as our offhand weapon because of its bonus to, because it's balanced, which only gives us with a hit of -2, -4. So we'll see if we click on our other new items that we have in our inventory. There we go. Should be all of them. Nope, still blinking. So now we have two quests. We have the search for Bastila and Taris planetary information. This is basically just kind of some lore about the planet, which we'll learn and discover more about the planet as we go through the story. And my goal is to not spoil anything and to allow for you, the viewers, to enjoy the story as it unfolds while I take you along and narrate on this absolutely amazing game. I mean, it's just an absolutely amazing game. So we're going to talk to Carth.
What's on your mind?
I'd like to know more about you, Carth.
Me? Well, I've been a star pilot for the Republic for years. Seen more than my share of wars. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars before all this started. But with all that, I've never experienced anything like the slaughter these Sith animals can unleash. Not even the Mandalorians were that senseless. My homeworld was one of the first planets to fall to Malak's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them.
I'm sorry, Carth. This must be very painful for you.
I'm just a soldier. I go where the fleet admirals tell me to. I follow my orders and I do my duty. It's just... doesn't seem right that doing that means I failed them. I didn't.
I'm sorry, Karth. I didn't mean to upset you.
No, I know. Don't worry about it. I must not be making much sense. You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about my past very much. At all, actually. I'm more used to taking action, keeping my mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later.
So, that should give us a new quest. Karth. Karthan himself has a whole big quest line, along with all of your other companion characters. You've discovered that Karth's home world was attacked by the Sith. Though he was reluctant to talk about it, perhaps you can talk more later, after you've gained more experience. Pretty much every time you level up, you'll be able to talk to Karth again, and most of your other companions. So anytime you get a level, you want to go talk to him. So, every time you leave the apartment, you must select which party members you want to take. Since this is the first time you are leaving, you have to take Karth. Well, fine. Alright, come on, Karth. Let's go.
Right, you alien scum. Everybody get up against the wall. This is a raid. That's how we Sith deal with smart-mouthed aliens. Now the rest of you get up against the wall before I lose my temper again. What's this? Humans hiding out with aliens? They're Republic fugitives! Attack!
Not sure why he just assumes that we're Republic fugitives. Maybe we just live here. Well, while he's busy attacking that blue-headed dude, we're gonna keep swinging at him but missing, even though he's not even facing us. It's breaking my immersion. Whoa, what just happened? Party member down. What the heck did he hit me with?
Ready? Oh!
Man, he friggin' took me out. Poor Ejix, he should never have talked back to that Sith. Thankfully, you were here to step in and help us, human. This isn't the first time the Sith have come in here to cause trouble for us, but hopefully it will be the last. I'm just glad I could help. Don't worry about the bodies. I will move them so it looks like they were killed elsewhere. That should throw the Sith off the track. With any luck, they won't be bothering us again for a while.
Yes?
Yeah, but I bit it pretty hard there in that fight. So in his backpack, we got blaster rifle, grenades, and some stims. All kinds of yummy goodness. Alright, well, the beauty is whoops, don't do that. Alright, when you level up, whoops, that's not where I wanted to go. When you level up, even though I'm only at 2 health, you'll gain all your health back. So here at level 3, oh, we still get another feat at level 3. Well, that's cool. Okay, so hit recommend, and it still ranks up all the other ones. Yeah, that's fine. Then we'll go into feats again. Now the issue is that we can't take improved 2-weapon fighting until we've hit level 4, just the same as we can't take toughness level 2 or improved toughness until we've hit level 4. So now we have to make and we can't take any other second tier. Oh well, it actually lets us take weapon focus, but we're not going to pick any of those. And I'm not going to tell you why, but we can't take any of those. So we can either take conditioning, which is an improvement to all of our saving throws. We can take empathy or caution. So and we don't have to put any points in implants because they're given to us by the game. So we're going to gosh. I think I'm going to take empathy for that plus 1 point to persuade. Even though conditioning looks pretty juicy too. Yeah, that's pretty useful. Now I want to see something. Let's go to skills. Down to persuade. Ah, here we go. Now we actually have a point. We have a bonus of +1, but our skill rank is 0. Oh, but I have 0 charisma. That's right. So that actually gives me a 1 point into persuade, which I'm not going to put any points into persuade, and once again also will not tell you why, to remain spoiler free. So we're going to explore the rest of the complex here. Okay, this is what I was talking about with security. If I was by myself and I didn't have Karth here with me, I could bash the door open.
What?
Why do I need security? But we have Karth, and Karth, for some odd reason, has a point in security. So
It's open.
we can open the
Yes?
door. Switch back to myself. There's some loot in here somewhere. Here it is, back here in the corner. So we're going to go ahead and rob her apartment. Ha 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 ha. We're going to talk to Dia.
Who are you? What are you doing in here? You can't just come barging into someone's home.
I'm sorry, I was just investigating the area.
That's no excuse. You can't just go around barging into people's apartments because you're curious. But at least you're more polite than that pig Holden.
Holden? Who's that?
Just one of Darvik's men who can't keep his hands to himself. But all he got for his trouble was a nasty scar from my vibroblade. Too bad I'm the one still paying the price.
What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already. Besides, I don't know if I can trust you.
I only have 1 point in persuade, but we'll give it a shot. You can trust me. Maybe I can help.
No, I don't think so. I can't afford to trust anybody right now. Please, just leave me alone.
I don't think this results in dark side points. Tell me what's going on, or I'll end all of your problems permanently.
Okay, I'll tell you. Just try and stay calm. The last thing I need is trouble with you and Holden. Holden's a spiteful little hut slug. He went and put out a bounty on my head for what I did. That's why I'm hiding out here.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I doubt it. Holden is one of Darvik's men. When you work for the local crime lord, the authorities tend to turn a blind eye. I'm afraid this is between me and Holden now.
Maybe I could speak to Holden for you.
You could try, I guess. He usually hangs out at the cantina in the lower city. It probably won't do any good. Holden's used to getting his own way. That's one of the fringe benefits of being a goon for Darvik. Working for the local crime lord lets you get away with things. Still, I appreciate the offer.
I want to ask you some questions.
I can't help you there. Since this thing with Holden, I've been scared to leave my apartment. I don't know anything about what's going on in the outside world anymore.
I'll be going now.
Goodbye and good luck. I hope you can talk some sense into Holden.
Oh, I did take dark side points for that. Oh well. Got her to tell me what was going on, I guess. Not exactly what I wanted. Well, I don't see too many of your kind around here. Most of the residents in this rundown little apartment are illegal aliens. My name is Laram, by the way. Pleased to meet you, Laram. My name is John Shepard. I know it's really none of my business, but you look like someone who might need to purchase one of those new energy shields. They're the latest thing, you know, very high tech. What's so great about these energy shields? When you use one, it surrounds you with a radiant aura particle mesh that absorbs blaster bolts. Pretty handy in a fight. The shield even protects against lightsabers, or so I hear. The shields aren't perfect, of course. They can only absorb so much energy damage before they burn out, and ion blasters will take your basic dueling shield down pretty quick.
And I can tell you from experience that they aren't any good at all against a simple vibroblade. That's why the Republic has been training soldiers in hand-to-hand and melee combat.
Where did the technology come from? I've heard rumors of the Achani using shields like this, but I never saw anything like them around here, not until the Sith came, where they discovered the technology is anybody's guess. The shields are too rare and too expensive to hand out to an entire army, but a shielded strike team can take out a whole battalion of soldiers armed with conventional blasters. It gave the Sith a huge edge in the early battles, but it wasn't long before the Republic was able to copy the technology and come up with energy shields of their own. Now both sides are scrambling to come up with new weapons to slice right through the shields, but until they do, you're going to see more melee combat coming back to the forefront in this war. Anything else? Not much to say, really, except that I've managed to get my hands on one of those shields. It isn't cheap, but it could mean the difference between life and death. You want to see what I have in stock? I know my kiosk isn't much to look at, but my prices are reasonable, and the merchandise is sound. What kind of kiosk? Or what do you have a kiosk set up here? Why? I run a little shop here in this old building, selling basic equipment to illegal aliens renting out of these apartments. You mentioned something about illegal aliens living here? By law, most aliens aren't allowed to have a residence in the upper city of Taris. They allow a few of us Twi'leks up here, but for the most part it's humans only. But no self-respecting upper city human would want to live in an apartment in this dump. The landlord has been renting out the apartments illegally to aliens. Better than letting them sit empty, I guess. Otherwise you get squatters and people hiding out from the authorities living in the abandoned apartments. And they don't pay rent. Like me. I don't pay rent. Are you worried about getting caught? The Taris authorities pretty much have turned a blind eye to this place. A few illegal aliens just weren't worth the bother, and once the Sith took over, they felt the same way. Besides, I don't live here myself. I just run a small business providing supplies to the residents. You want to see what I have in stock? Let me see what you have for sale. No problem. Just step up and have a peek. So this is what the store interface looks like, and this is what I can buy from him, which, what's typically in most MMOs, you know, you can usually find better out and about in the world, but we're going to go ahead and sell what we don't need, which is clothes, which aren't worth anything. The vibroblade is balanced, but it's not as good as the longsword, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll sell all my... Oh, my short blades aren't worth anything. Oh well. Don't need blaster pistols. Don't need that. Don't need that. And we'll keep everything else, which brings us up to 521 credits. Okay. So... moving on. Same concept. We could bash the door, or we could use Karth's 1 point in security to be able to open the door.
It's open.
Yes?
Come back to John Shepard. Twi'lek. She just says don't hurt me. Med pack and some parts and some credits. You don't get dark side points for raiding people's apartments. Go figure. This is the door to actually leave the apartment complex. Another door.
Ready.
Come here, Karth. Open sesame.
It's open.
What?
Steal more stuff from people. The Thorian says, please don't hurt me, I have nothing of value. Kind of a little alcove here with nothing in it. Another door. Karth? are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, okay, alright. Stop, this. Karth, stop this. Oh my god.
On it. It's open.
Sure.
Wow, that was crazy. Peter Spike's parts and credits. Then we're gonna talk to the janitor, because it's funny.
Hey there, watch where you're walking. I just cleaned those floors.
And we could be a total jerk and say I walk where I want, but we'll be nice. Sorry, I didn't know.
Well, all right then, no hard feelings. My name's Kadir. I'm the janitor for this building. You must be the new tenant here, right? Never thought they'd rent that abandoned apartment. You look like an off-worlder. What happened? You get stuck here because of the quarantine? Can't see any other reason someone would want to rent that old apartment.
I want to ask you some questions.
Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try and help you out.
Tell me about Taris.
Decent enough place to live, I guess, except for the lower levels. That's where the swoop gangs hang out. Just stay in Upper City and you'll be fine. You also might want to check out the cantina. I used to go there when I was younger. A good place to get a drink and find out what's going on in Upper City.
Where's the cantina?
Just keep following the apartment complex ring until you come to the elevator. It'll take you out to the upper streets there. And from there, just head south a ways. You can't miss it.
I want to ask you something else.
Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try and help you out.
Gotta love conversation chains and how they keep saying the same things. Where can I get some equipment?
Well, the best place to go is probably Kebley Yurt's store. She's right across from the cantina, so you can stop in for a drink if you get thirsty while you're shopping. Just keep following the apartment complex ring until you come to the elevator. It'll take you out to the upper streets there. And from there, just head south a ways. You can't miss it.
I want to ask you something else.
Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try and help you out.
Yeah. What do you think of the Sith and this quarantine?
Not much of an issue for me, you know. I ain't never left Taris, and they ain't never gonna. A lot of other folks are sure riled up about it, but I don't really know much about it. I prefer to keep to myself mostly. But there's plenty of people at the cantina who'll be more than happy to tell you what they think about the Sith and their quarantine.
I'll be going now.
I should get back to work anyway. I'll probably see you around. I'm here most of the time. The building doesn't clean itself, you know.
Alright, so... And now we've come full circle, because this is our apartment, this is those dead bodies, and the... I think he's a Duros. Yeah, Duros. Yep, so... The Duros. So that's the entire apartment complex ring, and this is the elevator. Alright, so we're gonna stop here, upload this to YouTube, and test it to make sure nothing went wrong with the initial launch of the Let's Play. And when we come back, we're going to go to the cantina to find out some information about what's going on Taris. See you next time.